Evening, ladies and gents. Jabulo, 28th October. My name is Njabulo Ntsibande. I'm alone tonight. Simon is enjoying the beach in Durban. She's enjoying some holiday. If you can see my screen, if you can hear my voice, please raise some hands. You can see Ryan's handsome coming in. Uh, let's give it a couple more minutes, folks, as folks are coming in. Cool. Folks are coming in, hands are being raised. So just a quick one. You can join the weekly webinar with Thick Markets. Kia is running that in the morning. And yes, on the podcast yesterday, I was chatting with Redwan Mula. In the podcast yesterday, I was chatting with Redwan Mula. We're chatting CFD about Think Market and his journey trading. Check that out. Interesting conversation. Visit us on villagetrader.co.za. Pop me an email, jabulo@villagetrader.co.za, and follow me on Twitter at villagetraderza. Let's just go back to the charts. So over the past week, yes, I'll get into Foschini in just a bit. In the past couple of weeks, the closed trades on Simon's account, on Simon's trade, he got stopped on Liberty. We both got stopped on that Liberty trade, on that bar there. We got stopped there, losing just a tiny bit. Distell hit take profit on the news of that debt reduction last week on the and the Foschini trade that got stopped as well. He must have entered there on that break and confirmation there and promptly got stopped. And Truworths and DRD. So new trades that have come in, AVI and BET, British American Tobacco, it's been looking quite good at the moment. Let me just try and increase my screen there. There you go. So we had that break there confirmed with the confirmation at that 541 level. It's been looking quite decent at the moment. AVI came bitterly close at the last webinar and then confirmed on the very next day. Just ran back in. I'm suspecting that to retest that 200-day moving exponential moving average. Share. Now on my side, trades that were I have a few new trades. I got stopped out on Northern and Platte. With this bar here, I had moved my stop to that point there. I got stopped there. In Polyplat as well, I got stopped on this trade in this candle. This one, no, it was this one yesterday. I got stopped yesterday, losing quite a bit there. And I had added into that trade, and the initial trade, the stop was in a tiny bit of profits, and I got stopped on it. Looks like preempting these breakouts feels like it's not a good idea. The one that has been a frustration for a while has been MTN. That pin bar, that what looks like a kangaroo tail, is the a candle that stopped us out. Both Simon and myself got stopped on that that bar there. So looking like the stops were chased. Still a battle between the buyers and sellers between that 58 and 53 rand level. We'll see if we break below. Looking like that 50-day exponential moving average is holding as resistance at the moment. Held for 3 consecutive days without really being violated. Yeah, I'm looking for a break below that 53, and my confirmation is that 51 rand level. I also got stopped. I've been stopped out quite aggressively this week on Exxaro, which means my head and shoulders pattern has. Let me see. Not quite. The head and shoulders pattern is still in play. At least for the time being, we'll see as the next couple of days are coming in. So with Distell, I hit target on the debt news there. So, but instead of taking the entire trade off the table, I took 3/4 of that trade in, and I left the last quarter to see if we cannot ride this winner all the way to that resistance there. But it looks like that 200-day exponential moving average is holding quite well. But my stop loss is safe, so meaning that there's no real risk in this trade, so I'm comfortable risking and trying to let that winner run, knowing that I've backed some profits there. So some new trades. I added onto Cecil. I added onto my Cecil trade. It was looking quite well. I've entered on the breakout there, and we had this tiny bearish flag there. We had the gap in the morning. That's where I entered. Looking quite well. Things are this Cecil chart looks quite bearish. Looks like the Sasol share price is still going to take some quite a bit of heat. When I actually zoom out, I can see like a descending triangle, which makes it quite even more scary, because if you use the height of that descending triangle, I can try and make my chart a little bit bigger. If you can take the height of that descending triangle from that point there, it takes the price to around 20. Yeah, it looks quite bleak. Actually looks to take it into the negative. Perhaps that old support prior to that collapse earlier at 24 rand maybe looks quite possible. Maybe looks quite possible in Sasol at the moment. I also added on to British American Tobacco onto that trade as well, on that what looked like a bearish flag, but it was actually a breakout targeting that 49 rand level, 494. So what I'm trying to do essentially is try to increase my returns without necessarily increasing my risk. So I'm adding only onto winning positions, and only if the stop loss of the new trade is better than the previous one. African Rainbow looks quite good. Looks like a decent trade. There's been quite a pullback, which scares me a little bit, but I'm still holding my stop losses and profit. Making me quite nervous a little bit at the moment. Let me just see these questions. Cool. With Aspen, we have this bullish engulfing candle here, which worries me a little bit after this 103 support level, which held all the way back in April. seemed like it held, so I'm a little bit worried on that. But as you can see here, the share is making lower highs, so quite comfortable, not too worried on that either. On growth point, uh, that bullish flag that took me in. I think we spoke about it a little bit earlier. As you can see from last week, the trades have reduced quite significantly from around 38, sitting at around 28 at the moment. So Capitec pulled back a little bit, but the share has been just making higher highs, and I've pulled my stop to slightly above break even, looking quite decent there. So let me look into Foschini. So I quite like Foschini. I entered Foschini on this bearish divergence, and the share has been making higher lows and higher highs. But this 200-day exponential moving average seems to hold a bit of weight. We'll see if these lows here will be taken out. If not, my feeling is that we're going to close that gap there, and perhaps we can even target those highs from earlier, since we had this divergence. But it remains to be seen. But it's a trade I quite like at the moment. Question that came earlier in the week was on S&P 500. So I'm quite bullish at the moment with the share. With the index. As you can see, the share, the index is trading well above its 200-day moving average, and has been making higher highs. We seem to have a decent trend line there. But if we do break, I'm suspecting that the 200-day moving average will still hold, but we'll see as the day comes. Perhaps the elections, I believe they are next week. If I'm not mistaken, the elections in America will push this index one way or the other. Maybe break out of the channel that it's currently on, because if you put the trend line at the above, looks like it's trading on a channel, stuck between this channel here. I'm quite bullish at the moment with this index here. And then on clicks, we had this nice head and shoulders pattern here, and the results that came out last week, I believe it was Thursday, 23rd, I believe that was Thursday, pushed the share quite high. So I was waiting for the retest because I couldn't enter here because the risk reward, no matter how I tried to put it, my risk reward did not work out. So the share came back to the neckline and gave me a much more better risk reward. As you can see, it gave me about 1 to 2.2. Other trades that I'm currently interested in is Implat. Where is it? Oh, Jesus. Oh, wait. New plan. There you go. I'm looking interested in this bullish flag here, looking to target that 175 level on the break above 143. Question coming through. Can you guys add exit stops, take profit dates to the close? Got you. Yeah, we'll add those into the spreadsheet. But typically, what it seems like it's at the moment our hold on Paul is asking her to put dates on the entries and exits, whether it's take profit or stop to typically get a sense of how long do we stay on a trade. It's starting to feel like a couple of weeks to a couple of months. We it looks like we sitting on trades for much longer. One of the reason being we trading daily charts instead of trading um uh, instead of trading um, the the shorter time frames. And another chart that I'm quite interested in is Pepcore. um, because it had just broken above the 200-day moving average, looking to retest it. But I'm quite concerned because I don't like trading with the 200-week moving average facing me. I'd rather have it behind me because also the 200-week moving average has quite a bit of weight and looks like the 50-week exponential moving average has some weight to it as well. Not giving up on the share. Um, Pick and Pay. So Pick and Pay has been trading on this channel here. Not too sure how I feel about Pick and Pay, because yeah, I was looking for a break up below this trend line here, but just like, yeah, I'm not quite too keen on this share after testing that 50-day exponential moving average. So the R, this chart here, it's flattening with both the 200-day week moving average and it had just broken above the 200-day moving average. So on a break above that 32 rand resistance, it should break it should break above that um it should break above the 200-week exponential moving average as well. Another share is Woolies. Looking at this bullish flag here, it broke above the 200-day moving average, but when I'm looking at the weekly chart, I like zooming out and double check on the weekly chart. The 50-week exponential moving average seem to hold quite well. We will see perhaps when the results come out, it will push the share one way or the other. But if the results push the share lower, I'm looking for a break, perhaps at below the 30 rand level, where I can trade that bearish flag, targeting that 6 rand level there, using the flag pole, because they say poles fly at half mast. Yeah, I think that's pretty much Um, that's pretty much it. Besides with gold, if I can look at the gold chart, where's the gold? Yeah, there. So it looks like Jesus. Got you. It looks like the this 1900 support. This 1900 support now is looking like it's turning into a resistance level that looks like it doesn't want to break, or either that, or it was just testing the base of that falling wedge again, perhaps to go even higher. But we'll see how that pans out over the next couple of days. Folks, if you want to look at, if you want me to go through another chart, please do pop that into the question, in the question box. If there isn't any questions, I think let me see. Signia iTrix. Let's see if we have Signia. Unfortunately, we don't have Signia. Let's look at Euro. We don't have that either. We don't have Signia. We don't have Euro Stocks 50. Unfortunately, we don't have that at the on the platform. So my thoughts on Sasol. If let me pull the chat, move my questions away a little bit. It doesn't look great for Sasol, man. It really doesn't look great for Sasol from my perspective, because when you look at the this it looks like we have a descending triangle, and that broke. And the thing with Sasol is kind of similar to gold. Once it starts to break certain levels, people just jump on the bandwagon, and that it just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy on the share. But I think that 24 Rand, 22 Rand levels are not unrealistic. We could see the share go even lower. I have my take profit at the moment at 52 and 30, but we could see the share go 50% lower after that as well. Cool. If you have any other chart you want to look at, do pop that, preferably on the Q&A box instead of the chat. Let me look at the chat. Okay, yeah, we did look at Foschini, so that's good. Braids. Let's look at braids. I would. Unfortunately, we don't have braids on the Think markets. So I was chatting with Red One yesterday. We can check out that podcast on villagetrader.coza. So one of the things that they look at into including and excluding shares into the platform is the liquidity, and braids seem not to have that liquidity at the moment. Aspen. Yeah, I quite like the this chart on the bearish side, but it's a trade that I'm currently on. I'm looking quite well, but as I said, let me jump back on my daily chart. But as I said, this bullish engulfing candle worries me a little bit. But for as long as we're still making lower highs, this if we do happen to close below this 103.18 level, I will pull both my stops at just above just above this high, because we have lower highs. And an important thing to note, we have a golden cross here where the 200 day exponential moving average, 50-day exponential moving average cross the 200-day, implying that we could be seeing some further downside. As I normally say, that's adding a bit of wind at our back. So Lisohanolo is asking, on a losing trade, do you get out or do you stay for the cause? So I get out if my stop is hit. So I stay I stay on with the trade until my stop loss is hit. Otherwise, I if my stop is triggered, I exit, no questions asked, and I don't give it another tick. The only tick that it gets is the slippage that because the trade happens at market. And Hlogonolo, that's one of the most important things about trading. When you put a stop loss, respect that stop loss. Don't widen it as the trade is moving against you. Only move it in the direction of your trade. Because if you widen it, you're increasing your risk and you inevitably going to wipe your account over time. Uh, if there isn't any more questions coming in, I guess we can park it here for the day. Again, right there. That's get the rest of the videos on the learn to trade 101 on justonleft.com/think markets. If you want to ask Simon a question, pop in an email, simon@justonleft.com. Follow Simon at simonpb. Contact details of Think Markets. Disclaimers essentially saying make money is yours, lose money no longer yours. We do made a great it's a pleasure. With no more question being asked, thank you, ladies and gents. This video will be up on YouTube later today, and we'll go out with the email that that goes out later. That will pop up on your emails tomorrow morning. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for Glenn. You're welcome. Thank you very much for hanging with us. Check you again next week. Thank you very much, Tony, for listening to the podcast. Be sure to subscribe, man. Follow me on at Village Trader ZA.